Good morning. It's a Saturday morning. I was up early today. I have no idea why. My body just said, okay, time to get up. So about 7 o'clock I got up and I've had all my supplements. I've had my coffee, my morning coffee with cinnamon, and now I'm having a cup of herbal tea and just relaxing with my kitty. And I'll tell you, it has been quite the shit show. It has been quite the shit show here where I live. I am currently looking outside my patio window where I used to see foxes and deers and deer, not deers, and deer, and all sorts of little critters out in the field. And today, I see a massive crane. I see loaders and graders and bulldozers, and it's like a little construction site in this tiny little space. So it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating for me. I am doing everything within my power to keep my emotions on track and to keep them level. I have done meditation this morning already. I've listened to music, done some visualization, and now I might even get into some crafts. What I'd like to start doing is I'd like to start making jewelry. Now, since I turned, I think it was 57, when I turned 57 a while ago, yeah, I'm getting up there. When I turned 57, I started to get an interest in a bohemian type of lifestyle and dress and detox my body, and like all those natural things came into my life. And it's kind of like I'm almost like reverting back to when I was like 12, 13 years old. And I have that type of, my mind is staying young, but my body is getting old. So, I'm kind of like into this free-spirited, open concept type of dress and open concept in my living. And like, when I say open, I mean open, like I have no qualms about putting two mismatched colors together. I will wear red and orange together. I will wear scarves. I will wear jewelry that is oversized. Whereas, in my 20s, I would have looked at it and said, whoa, no, that's a little wild for me, right? But I'm finding that, yeah, I'm reverting back to even the 70s style, even the music I listen to, the way I decorate my home. I like a lot of greenery. I like a lot of spirited type of wall hanging. So I have I have the eye, and I have my dream catcher beside it, only for the simple reason that I haven't put a nail in the wall where I want to hang that dream catcher. I made two dream catchers the other day, and they were supposed to hang from each other, but it's too long. So I separated them, and I've got the small one here, and I've got the big one on the wall beside my wolf picture. So like I'm saying, my everything about me is changing. I'm not the same person mentally, spiritually, physically that I was before. And I mean, I've done a video about this. Our cells change constantly over time, and we can become a whole, total new person, cell-wise, cellular-wise. We do become a new person after a period of time. Every single cell in our body will regenerate, will change over a period of time. And so mentally and psychologically and spiritually, I find that I find I'm more spiritual now than I was before. Now I was raised in a very strict religious type of environment. Sure, we were rebels. As kids, we were rebels. I was a rebel, but there was a lot, the basic concept was very strictly religious. And so my thought pattern was there, but I'm finding that I'm very spiritual now. I see nature as part of me. I'm part of nature. I'm on that level where I believe that everything and everybody is interconnected in some way. And so that's how I live my life. And I'm happy like that. But this morning is more, this morning I'm finding that I need to ground. I need to ground. I did have a vacation away, and I did ground on that vacation. It was very relaxing, very fulfilling for me. So I need to plan another vacay. I need to plan something where I can once again be out in nature, where I can get my hands in the soil, and that's what I'm thinking about at this point in time. I'm trying to plan a vacation, a little mini vacation just for me. There's, as was with the last one, there's no expectations, no presumptions, no nothing. I just want to enjoy nature as it is. So I do have friends that have property. I do have friends who own farms, and so I'm going to reconnect with them hopefully within the month of September, because my birthday is coming up very, very shortly. I'm going to be getting closer to 65 than I am to 60. Trust me. So yeah, it's like a whole transition. My whole life has transitioned into who I am now, and I'm okay with who I am now. I've made my mistakes along the way. I've made some pretty big ones, some doozies. I really did. I've made some doozies. But I think it's time to close the chapter on that book. Okay? I've reread those chapters over and over and over again in my mind. I've reread them, I've relived them, I've reconnected with them. I don't want any more of it. I want to basically not forget about the past, but I want to close the door on that. I want to close that book. I'm done reliving the things that took place in my life. I'm done with it. So I am going to start journaling, and it actually is a very satisfying type of endeavor that I'm going to do. It's going to be a satisfying way of getting my thoughts down on paper. I mean, a lot of the times I use YouTube. I use my venue here as a way of expressing myself and getting my feelings out. And now I think I'm going to start writing it down. I'm going to start writing it down. I am interested in writing. I've always wanted to write a book. Wanted to write a book ever since I was a little girl. And I have children who have basically written books. So, you know, they have, what's the word? I've kind of lived vicariously through my kids' achievements, right? So, but now it's about me. I'm in my 60s now. Now it's about me. So I want to write a book. And what I was thinking is perhaps writing a children's book to start with. And, you know, maybe doing the desktop publishing, however I do it. Now, I don't know anything about that, but I mean, I wanted to start a business when I was in my 40s, my 50s, and I did that. I did that, and I feel, to me, I excelled. To me, I think that I achieved something I always wanted to achieve. Now, I didn't continue with the business that I started, but I was terrified. I was terrified. I learned how to get, you know, how to do a business plan. I learned how to get your GST and your PST and all that stuff. I learned all those little technical things about starting a business, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I did my own plumbing, I did my own drywall, I did my own everything. I had a fella that came and helped, a friend, and he soon left. He soon left. There was a lot to do. But I did everything. I did it all myself. And I proved to myself that I could do it. And so now, you know, I'm just looking for something to fulfill me in my elder years. And I think perhaps writing my thoughts down on paper, whether it be a children's book, whether it be a telltale book, whatever it may be, but a book where I can actually put my thoughts down. So there's a process to this for me. So I'm going to get myself a hardcover book, a journal book from the dollar store. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down a bunch of questions, just dilly-dally questions, any kind of questions. What's your favorite color? Why? Who was your favorite person growing up? What was your favorite activity? What is something that you feel that you've achieved? Those kind of questions, right? And I'm going to put it in this book. And I'm going to eventually, over time, be able to put that into a form of organization. And that is where writing the book begins for me. to organize my thoughts. I mean, I could write a book. I could write a lot of books. I mean, I have a lot of creative ideas. I mean, I am a Virgo, and so Virgos are creative, but they are also very passionate about practical things. And so I think, I think I'd like to focus more on the creativity in my life and in my personality right now than the practical things. I mean, I'll make sure that, I have food in the house, the rent's paid, those things, right? But I want to focus more on the creativity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start journaling. I'm going to start journaling. I'm going to start writing my thoughts down on paper. And I might even start to draw. I used to be a pretty good artist when I was a kid. I was pretty good. I was pretty good. And I mean, my mom always put my pictures on the fridge or on the wall. And I had an older brother who was absolutely amazing at artwork. And I mean, he got married, he had children, and so he didn't focus on that creative part of his personality. And I wish he would have. And even to this day, and I think he'd be in his 70s maybe, and I think even to this day, he has the ability to use that creativity in his life. So yeah, I was taught at an early age to be creative and to believe in my creativity. And so now in my 60s, I think I'm going to revert back to that. And I think it's going to be very healing for me, very meditative for me. So I am going to start to sketch again. I have a lot of really large canvases. I am going to, I think, use charcoal. I'm not really keen on using paint, but I love the shading and things like that. So I think I'm going to use charcoal. And I think I'm going to focus more on facial expressions and eyes. I love talking to people who have, you can see their spirit in their eyes. You can see that sparkle. And I have met there is a lot on YouTube. Roots and Refuge, Jessica from Roots and Refuge. When you look at her, you can see the enthusiasm that she has for homesteading in her eyes. You can see the enthusiasm and the love she has for her family, her children, in her eyes. So I think eyes are very expressive. There's another one, Whispering Willow Farms. Now go and look at those channels. And Jill, I think her name is Jill, and she has 2 daughters and just recently had a son. And I am telling you, you can see the sparkle in that girl's eyes. You can see the healthy lifestyle in her eyes. You can see the love. You can see her faith. You can see her spiritualism in her eyes. And that is what I want to focus on when I do my art. And so that's going to be an aspect of my personality and of my creativity that I want to bring into my life at this point in time. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. So today, I am going to be pulling out the canvas and doing a pencil sketch, and then I am going to use the charcoal, and I'm going to get back into my art. And it brings peace to my heart, it brings stability to my mind, and that's what I need in my 60s. So I shall see you on the next video. The good Lord, you Lord. Bye.